What's going on, everyone? So, say what you want about Bronny James. He has been putting in a ton of work this offseason. I mean, like every day we're getting new videos of him in the gym, working on his craft, working on his game, doing all kinds of drills and stuff. I mean, he has been just nonstop. And I love to see it, right? Because, again, however you feel about Bronny James, there's a lot of just talk and noise about, nepotism and oh, he's only on the Lakers, he's only in the NBA because of his dad and all that stuff, which I disagree with, right? Other teams were willing to go and draft him. Top of that, people forget before the cardiac arrest that he had, he was a top 20 prospect. I mean, he was projected to go I think 17th or something like that, 13th to the Atlanta Hawks before he went into USC and all that stuff. Obviously, we know in hindsight now that Atlanta finished with the 1 pick, but you're talking, the before he even went into his cardiac arrest and then his time with the USC, right? So this is a guy that was looked at as this could potentially be a player one day. He's drafted 55th, but he's putting in the work. He's not just standing around going hey, look, my dad is lead GM, right? I'm good. I don't need to worry about anything, right? No, he's trying to show that hey, I'm the guy. Right? I'm going to work hard. I'm going to develop. I'm going to be a key piece because my dad isn't going to be around forever. And I love that. And he's out here cooking NBA pros. I covered and broke down the video where he was going up against Darius Garland, a couple other point guards, Jordan Clarkson, and just torching them. Well, he once again is in the lab going up against Darius Garland, and this time Talen Horton Tucker, and absolutely torching him. I mean, I want to show this video, right? You see Bronny James and Talen Horton Tucker, and Bronny just cooks him. I mean, cooks him. Look at this. Whop. It was just very impressive. And Bronny James is over here just cooking THT, which I wanna take a moment to talk about. I think it's funny. Talen Horton Tucker was the guy that the Lakers kept over Alex Caruso. He was the guy that they thought was going to be a real star. I mean, in the Lakers' defense, a lot of people did, right? I mean, he had moments where he looked great. And I mean, even with Utah, he had moments where he looked great. Problem is, he doesn't have it game in and game out, night in and night out, right? And he just never really evolved and grew his game. He basically is the same player now that he was, several seasons ago, which is not good, right? The reason people thought he was going to be great is because he was what he is right now several seasons ago. So it was oh man, what is he going to look like 2-3 years from now? And sad thing is, we ended up losing Alex Caruso, keeping THT, ultimately trading THT for Patrick Beverley, and then trading Patrick Beverley for Mo Bamba, who we let go. So we essentially just lost Alex Caruso and THT for nothing. That is a little frustrating. That is a little salt on the wound. But Bronny James is out here avenging the Lakers by just torching Talen Horton Tucker. And again, he's doing really good and was holding his own against Darius Garland. Awesome. And look, Talen Horton, they were playing real defense. Talen Horton Tucker was smothering. He was all over him. And that's one of the few things that Talen Horton Tucker is very good at, is on the defensive side, right? He's got big hands. He's got, good hands, period, foot speed, all that stuff. So, Bronny James is over here cooking. And again, it's very good. It's very promising. Now, look, he's not playing a big role. I know a lot of people, he's going to be in the rotation. He's not going to be in the rotation. He's already talked about how he's going to be spending 90% of the season in the G League, right? Lakers talked about it. He's not playing a significant role in this season, right? Will he get minutes? I'm pretty confident he will, just because this season you're going to have that Bronny LeBron moment or two or several, but he's not going to be a real rotation piece. He's not going to be playing game in and game out, right? He'll do what all the G League guys do, which is, hey, it's garbage time one way or the other, whether the Lakers are losing or winning. It's garbage time. Throw Bronny and Jalen Uchafino and all those guys out there and just let them go crazy, right? If Bronny is going to see the basketball court, it'll almost always be that. I do think, again, particularly probably the first game of the season. I could see Bronny maybe getting some run. But one of these Laker home games, Bronny will get actual like minutes, probably in the middle of a game, just to play alongside LeBron. And you'll probably get a minute or two there. I'm sure when they play Cleveland in Cleveland or something like that, Bronny will probably play alongside LeBron. Like you'll have certain moments, right? Like I could see Miami even, right? Like I could see like the teams that LeBron has been on, having Bronny LeBron moments. So I'm not saying that Bronny is never going to see the NBA court this season, but he's not going to be a real piece. And if he is, it's because of disaster, which, knock on wood, hopefully that does not happen at all, right? But Bronny, I really do have belief in this kid. I'm not saying he's going to be a star. I'm not saying he's going to be an all-star. I'm not saying he's going to be a superstar. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm not saying he's going to be a top 15, 20. I'm not even saying he's going to be a top 30 player. But could he be at worst, a Gabe Vincent type or, an Avery Bradley, George Hill type guy? I do believe that. I do believe he can be your point of attack, athletic, which he's also more athletic than all those guys I mentioned, but that point of attack, just defensive point guard, two guard, combo guard type guy that is just getting after it, right? Your Dennis Schroeder type, right? Can he be a Dennis Schroeder type? I think he can, right? Now, ideally, he would be a, Derek White or Drew Holiday type. That would be even better if he can reach like that height, because now you're talking like blue chip level guard, two-way guard. But look, if Bronny James could be picked up or could actually be a rotation piece, and not this season, again, I want to make that clear. I'm talking about, 2-3 years from now. If Bronny James can be, even the backup point guard, right? Like, that's great. Like, if he can play the Gabe Vincent role in a couple years, like when Gabe Vincent, leaves the Lakers or gets traded or whatever, if he can end up doing that, like, what more could you ask for the 55th pick? If Bronny James played the way that he did, and it was anyone else 55th, everybody would be defending him. Everybody would be talking about, like, come on, he's the 55th pick. He hit 2 game winners, took over down the stretch in those games. Like, this dude's going to be a stud, blah, blah, blah. But because it's LeBron's son and it's Bronny James, everybody's like, oh, nepotism, this guy sucks, blah, blah, blah. Oh, Lakers are overpaying him and actually gave him a roster spot. So did, like, pretty much every team that drafted somebody in the second round. They all got the same Bronny contract. Why? Because of the new CBA and the new rules that pertain to a second round pick, right? And the benefits you get for signing those guys to those 4-year deals. Like, a lot of people talk about the Rob Pelinka rule now and stuff, right? So again, like, there's a reason why, Bronny James got that contract. But he also is a good, like, who's better? Like, what I think is funny is that, like, people are always like, oh, anyone should have been. Well, who? Oh, anybody. Like, okay, well, again, who? And any of those guys that didn't get drafted over Bronny, the Lakers could have gotten anyway because they all went undrafted, right? I mean, there's only 2 other picks after Bronny. So unless you wanted one of those 2 guys that were picked up, then, 99.9% of the 55th picks are out of the league in 2 years. Right, so Bronny James can be a real piece on this team. That's massive, massive for the Lakers, right? So I just think it's overblown. I think if this was anyone else, Laker fans would be praising Rob Pelinka for the pickup and stuff. And look, it's not all Laker fans, right? A lot of Laker fans do think, like, yeah, Bronny has a real chance. Again, I'm not saying he may end up being a bust. He may be off the Lakers in a couple years, right? I don't know. But I'm also willing to give the kid a chance. Can we let the kid actually, grow and develop and get some minutes and see what he can do? Right? Because if he ends up becoming the starting point guard one day, and he's actually really good, and again, I'm not saying all-star, superstar level, but if he's, say, a Drew Holiday type or a Derek White type, 3 to 5 years from now, a lot of people are going to be eating their words. A lot of people are going to be, having to, oh, look, I messed up. So just keep that in mind. But I like what we've seen from Bronny. I'm excited for Bronny. I'm really looking forward to his future. I love that he's putting in the work, though. More than anything, I love that he's actually serious and putting the time and the effort and the energy in. But as always, this is a discussion. Pass question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you like, Bronny's putting in work, he's torching folks. This is great to see. Do you think, no, Bronny, I need to see more? Again, how you feel, whatever your thoughts are. Love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.